Did you know the original Physalis was a physical damage dealer? And then she ran into Touch Her Sylphid and now she's been blasting magic. Summer Sniper Physalis' Trustmaster reward is a material of a strong limit burst regen and boosts equipment magic by 50% when dual wielding. Her Super Trustmaster reward is a gun with the same equipment magic boost, and if equipped onto a unit named Physalis, it gives her 500 bonus magic. Onto her active abilities. They all deal magic damage that chains of Bolting Strike. F-type Strongest Ocean Wave Shot deals water damage and inflicts a 120% water imperil. F-type Strongest Ice Shaper Shot is the same but ice. Summer Shot deals more water damage and fills everyone's limit burst gauge by an incredible amount. However, you also can't use it until turn 7, so that shoots down any interesting fast clears of Physalis support. Playing in the ocean can only be used once. It boosts Physalis' water damage by 30%, her magic by 280%, gives her a powerful insect killer buff, and fills her limit burst gauge. Magic boost will buff her magic of each use, though it does reduce her spirit by 50%. You have to note that stored buffs will disappear once she uses another ability, and the buffs themselves only apply to the first offensive stack. But speaking of magic, she's got 2 magic spells, Lizaga and Waterga, and both can be awakened further. Passives. But for Trustmaster reward or Super Trustmaster reward equipped, Physalis gains a double strong insect killer, and boosts her magic by 100% when carrying a gun. You can combine that killer with her innate killer buffs, bringing her insect killer to cap. She also has a strong aquatic killer, limit burst damage buff, a nice limit burst regen, and a small boost to her physical evasion. She also awards dual wielding, boasting stats and a chain limit boost when doing so. Her normal attack's been changed to matching swimsuits. Oh, they are. The attack itself deals water damage and throws on a surprising 120% water imperil. At EX plus 2, she gets an instant limit burst. At EX plus 3, she gets 500 magic. Let's look at her limit burst. It lowers the enemy's water resistance by 120%, boosts her limit burst damage by 100%, and deals a single strong water magic blow. Her super limit burst is basically a direct upgrade. First, with the automatic magic shift buff, she'll boost her magic by 250% and limit burst damage by 200% before filling her limit burst gauge completely. Then the super limit burst itself boasts a 125% water imperil, a 35% water damage buff, applies a strong magic killer against insect and aquatic enemies, and then deals a stronger water magic attack. Now, let's rank Brave abilities. She has 2, and given her kit, you're much more likely to use water over ice. Still, if the enemy's resistant to water and you're still bringing Physalis, then, well, sure. Time to make a damage rotation. On turn 1, triple cast F-type Strongest Ocean Wave Shot. On turn 2, do the same thing. On turn 3, triple cast Magic Boost. On turn 4, do the same thing. On turn 5, her super limit burst is ready. Make sure to cap a chain with it, and from there, you'll repeat the rotation again. Note that on turn 7, you'll likely want to use Playing in the Ocean, F-type Strongest Ocean Wave Shot, and Summer Shot to really boost her next super limit burst. After that, feel free to weave in her limit burst as you wish, so long as you make room for 2 turns of storing for maximum power. So, EX2. As a super limit burst user, Physalis will definitely benefit from additional awakenings, as it gives her access to her best attack faster. However, at EX plus 3, her best rotation would mostly involve storing and capping, which is effective, but kinda boring. She also has additional passives. At EX plus 2, she gets an instant limit burst. This is a nice tool to use right at the get-go, if you can let her cap a chain at the start. You don't even have to worry about her abilities, given that her limit bursts have their own imperils anyways. At EX plus 3, she gets 500 magic. This is just an extra bonus, to really strengthen the super limit burst she spits out, though it's contingent on getting the materials to that point anyways. So how good is Summer Sniper Physalis? Had Angela not been buffed, it's likely that Physalis would be a contender for the strongest magic damage dealer in the game. You also have to keep in mind that Angela takes time to reach her peak, so Physalis does have a more impressive acceleration. It's especially notable in fights that reward fast clears, which, well, seems to be most fights nowadays. But unlike Angela, Physalis also has much less equipment, which is apparently one of the benefits from a super limit burst. On one hand, it does take less time to build her. On the other hand, it doesn't really mesh well with the harder fights in the game. Not only that, but she's also stuck with water, and while she does have ice, her damage output drops significantly in comparison. Still, she is the strongest water magic damage dealer in the game, and I suppose you don't get to that point without a few caveats. Thanks for watching, and leave a like and subscribe. Comment below if you plan to get Summer Sniper Physalis. She's a pretty simple unit, which only makes her flaws all the more glaring. But she does have a really cute CG limit burst. And Moog! What a cute combo!